Great question. So, in fact, 60%, of a doctor's time or physician's time often is spent on documentation, right? Not just dealing with prior authorization, but other aspects of documentation that's now required by the physicians. Uh, as an industry, as the ecosystem, we placed a lot of burden on the physicians for proof of documentation, which eventually reduces the time that they spend with their patients. At the end of the day, it's adversely impacting patient outcomes because physicians are required to spend a lot of time on these administrative processes. So any effort towards reducing that administrative burden, whether it's via prior authorization efficiencies or through other documentation within EMRs or other functions, goes a long way towards physicians being able to spend more time with the patients. And then in terms of the delays of care, if the digitization of the prior authorization work effectively, then there's a lot of, time that gets lost today with the manual process also gets shortened, which means patients are able to get that appropriate care sooner, because a lot of these could be time-sensitive, requests for authorization. Even something as, we might think of this as a simple MRI request, but that could potentially help diagnose a serious condition for a patient much faster if we can reduce that time. And a lot of these specialist appointments also end up, sometimes taking up to, few weeks to months before patients are able to meet with their specialist. So there's a lot of, these administrative delays that end up affecting patients' health. So once again, great opportunity for us to look at this and figuring out how can we reduce the time so patients can get to the appropriate care as quickly as possible. As you noted, they've taken efforts in the past as well. So once again, history always teaches us the best lesson. In this case, we are hoping that some of the lessons learned and that some of the policies around payment reform, etc., will allow for the health insurance plans to be able to successfully implement this voluntary effort. I give them a lot of credit for recognizing some of the challenges that exist and taking concrete steps towards addressing it in the welfare of the patients. Hopefully, some of the changes that's been implemented since 2018, whether it's with regards to use of technology like FHIR APIs, etc., or payment reforms, more guidance from CMS, all of that we hope will lead to a better outcome this time. And once again, there are also a lot of unknowns with this, right? Because if the administrative delays are reduced and if there's more authorizations that are, offered, does that then increase the cost for the overall healthcare system? Because now more procedures might be approved, which is a likely outcome that we can safely assume. So if that's the case, would healthcare premiums go up in the future? Because now insurance companies are paying for more of these procedures. And how does this impact the overall healthcare cost? Did CMS even forecast in their $7.7 trillion, 2023 spending, the increase in the premium because of, these prior authorizations being approved faster and more? So there are direct implications of this. There's also another unknown in terms of these procedures being approved. Does it lead to better patient outcomes? And how do we track, whether these, improvements that the health plans are making are resulting in direct improvements in outcomes? That's another unknown that I think we should all be interested in looking at. So once again, it's a really good start from our perspective because it's aimed at two major challenges in healthcare, which is how do we stay focused on improving patient outcomes? And two is how do we reduce the cost of providing care? So it's aimed at those two challenges. So it's a welcome move, but it's up to all of us to make sure that we are closely monitoring this. And as an industry, we're moving the needle towards seeing this as a reality soon.